Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jennifer, and in this channel we do a lot of business content, financial content, lifestyle content, and with hopes that you guys can find value on the other side as you are watching my videos. If you are not subscribers yet, I would really love for you to join our family because we are growing. Guys, I'm so excited. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and yeah, I'm really excited for that. I don't know what the other side is going to bring. I just know that it is the numbers, and so I'm not gonna stop. I really want to push more content this year, and I really want to dedicate myself to just growing this channel, to sharing more, and to also provide value to you guys. And so firstly, I want to say compliments to the new year. I hope that you guys had a great time with your family. You spent time with your family, you allowed yourself to recharge and just recuperate so that you can start 2022 with a good stand, and also start 2022 with a clear plan and a clear mind. And that is exactly what I did for myself. That is why I took so long to come back and actually post a new video, and that is because I was just spending time with family and I was just allowing myself to rest. And now I feel like I'm in the right space to start filming again and posting these videos to you guys. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that first before we get into this week's video. And so today I wanted to share with you guys my plan when it comes to planning for my life. So normally people will do vision boards and then they'll paste them, they'll put them there, put them on their phone. I do have a vision board. I have it on my phone and also on my tablet, but then I just can't relate to vision boards. And so I wanted to share with you guys what I normally do when it comes to planning for my life. Now I'm going to start with this video first, and then the other video that I'm going to do next is going to be looking at my goals for 2022 and beyond. Every 5 years I take time and I sit with myself and I look at where my life is and then where I would like to see myself, and then I plan on that. And normally it is a plan that is from 1 to 3 or 5 years. No, I don't like planning for just 1 year because a year is very short for me and the things that I normally want to achieve in my life. And also I don't like to kind of confine myself in just 1 year, because I feel like when I set goals for just 1 year and big goals, and I find that I'm not working towards those goals, it puts so much pressure in myself and negative pressure that I beat myself over it and thinking that why I didn't achieve this. I like to take a step back and set future goals, set long-term goals that will allow me to work towards those goals over time without putting so much pressure on myself. And also, after the time has ended, after 5 years, and I go back and I look at those goals, I'm not looking at them and saying, oh, you didn't achieve this, you achieved this, I'm looking at what have I achieved in that time frame and the things that I have set for myself, and I celebrate those things. Because that allows me to look at the fact that, what, I was able 5 years ago to set a plan for myself, and I was able to work towards that. The things that I didn't achieve, I don't have to beat myself over those things, because it can happen that it wasn't something that I was supposed to achieve. And you find that in those 5 years, my vision and the plan for myself changed such that the things that I had said 5 years ago were no longer relevant. And that's why I like setting myself long-term goals, because it kind of gives me a good overview for my life and allows me flexibility to work towards my goals without putting so much pressure on myself. And so I wanted to share that first part with you guys because it is very important. I know that when the year starts, we like to set goals, and sometimes we set big goals and we forget that a year is very short and there's certain things that you cannot achieve within a year. So I wanted to share with you guys how I normally go about planning for my life. So what I do, instead of doing a vision board, I draw my life. I actually saw a video by Love and Day, I think in 2015, where she was sharing, she actually drew her life in her journal. She looked at her current state and her desired state, and then she just poured herself in those pages and then worked towards it. For me, that I resembled a lot with that, because I felt like it was going to allow myself to apply my mind and also apply myself and kind of look at my life holistically and then plan for my life. And so this is my 2016 journal. I've been wanting to share this with you guys, but I'm so grateful that I'm sharing it with you at the beginning of this year, because it is the year that I have to start planning again for the next 5 years for my life. And so yeah, I think you can see here. And when you look at these 2016 goals that I wrote here, they are very short-term based. I didn't write long-term things here. No, I wrote short-term things like wake up at 5 a.m., exercise constantly, obtain an internship, save more, be happy, start working on plans to renovate at home. You see, start working on plans. I wasn't saying start renovating. Start working on plans. By the end of 2016, at the end on the here, I set an intention and I said by the end of 2016 I will be employed permanently in government department or a private sector. Now this did not happen, but I actually got a permanent job in 2017. My desire was to get a permanent job before my internship ended, but then my internship had to end until the last day. Then the following day, when I wasn't sure what I was going to do, whether I'm going back to KZN or not, the following day at 8 in the morning, around 8:30 in the morning, I got a call from HR in the department that I work in right now that I got a job. Crazy thing. It's very crazy. So this is how I drew my life. This was my first time I did this, and I did it for the second time this year because I felt like, okay, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 5 years has passed. Now 5 years has passed. Now I can actually do another plan for another 5 years. And so this is where I start when I normally do my goals. This is it. So this is called Draw My Life. You can see here it's the current state here, and then here it is the desired state. So here is Draw My Life, then my name here. And you can see here the drawing is not neat, it's not like properly drawn and all the stuff. It's just for me to conceptualize how I was feeling, where I was, and where I wanted to see myself. And so as you can see, the things that I draw, the beings that I draw here, they just, yeah. So if you can see this figure here, this one here, I was very worried here, confused, feeling very helpless, and I even draw myself in bed here because I wanted to conceptualize how I really was. I spent a lot of time sleeping during this time. So let me just give you an overview of where I was when I did this. This was in 2016, beginning of the year, after I had just finished my master's in 2015. And I remember when I finished my master's, when it was November, when other people were applying to do PhDs, I told myself that I'm not studying anymore. I was tired of studying, and also I didn't want to study to a point whereby I'm unemployable. And so I felt like masters was the right time for me to stop. I remember telling my friends that this is the last year, I'm not coming back. I'm done studying. I am going to Pretoria next year, and that's where I'm going to be working. And the reason why I chose Pretoria is because I did studies in governance, and so that meant that I had to go and work in the public sector and be a public servant. And also I knew very well, studying governance, I knew very well that the capital city is Pretoria, and where I needed to be in order for my career to flourish is Pretoria. And so I told everyone that I'm going to Pretoria next year. I'm not coming here. And at that time in 2015, I had a job in varsity, and I was getting paid a normal salary, a normal stipend for a person that was a student while working. And so in 2016, beginning of the year, I was at home. I found myself at home. I had no job prospects, meaning that I had not went for a lot of interviews. I had went for a test in 2015 in November, and I had not had anything from that. And so I could not rely on that, and I had not went for any interviews since, but I was applying. I was putting myself out there. And so I was very confused. I was worried. I was feeling very helpless. And so that is what I wrote here. And this, writing your current state, allows you to look at your life, allows you to kind of see how are you feeling. Like right now, when I did my draw my life right now, it's totally different from this, because I'm not this person. I'm not in this space. It doesn't mean that every time when you have to draw your life, you have to be in this miserable space or in this confusing space. Sometimes you can be content with your life, but still want to plan for your life. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I wrote here the prompts that will help me to transition from this phase to this phase. And I wrote 3 prompts here. The first one was stop worrying about things that are out of my control. Another prompt that I wrote for myself is dedicate myself in the things that I do. So I wanted to be more intentional in things that I'm doing. And then the last one is have faith that God has a greater plan for me. Sometimes we set plans for ourselves. We have intentions for ourselves, but then we forget that end of the day, if it's highly ordained within you that you are going to achieve that thing, then you will achieve it. But if it's not destined for you to achieve that thing or to be in that position, then it's not going to happen. And so sometimes we beat ourselves up for things that are outside of our control. And I found myself doing a lot of that during this period. And so I felt like these are the things that I needed to just remind myself of in order for me to move towards this stage. Okay, and then my desired state, now I'm going to bring you through this, what I saw myself. Now, the first thing that when I'm looking at this, I'm realizing that when I was writing this, I was not so much focused on the physical thing. The physical thing to me didn't matter. Having a house, buying a car, doing this, it wasn't really the most important thing for myself. Instead, the way that I wrote the desired state here, it was more so about me, centering myself, finding myself, grounding myself in me and in God. And because I believed that if I did that, if I focused on grounding myself in me and in God, then I was going to be able to work towards my goals. I wrote here, I want to be happy. I want to be employed. I am employed. By the time, after 3 months of me writing this, I got an internship. And then here I said, I want to work in Pretoria. I wrote in bold, I want to work in Pretoria. I even draw myself with sitting on a desk here. I want to work in Pretoria at a national department. By April 1st, I was working in a national department in Pretoria. I want to own my business. I have my businesses, even though right now they're kind of AWOL, I'm not sure where it's going, but I have my businesses. And then I also wrote here, 5 a.m. holy hour. I think here I wanted to wake up at 5 a.m., exercise, read, and journal. And I did this. I did this for a very long time until lockdown. When lockdown hit, a lot of things changed. I got the inspiration from a book that I read, and the only book by Robin Sharma that I ever read, called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, in 2014 when I read that book. And it changed my life. It changed my perspective of life. That is one thing that I want to get back into this year and going forward. And then here, I also wrote here, there's this thing that I wrote here, that I'm not scared of the unknown. I've learned to accept that things work out for the greater good. I'm not scared of the unknown. I have learned to accept that things work out for the greater good. So this is what I drew for myself. And it is amazing that I was able to actually work towards these things. And I'm just grateful that it was not material things, but more so about me working on myself, aligning myself, centering myself, and finding connection with God. And when I did this, I must say that between 2017 and 2018, leading to 2019, things worked out. Things worked out on their own because I stopped trying to control everything. So yeah, I wanted to share with you guys this because I really feel like This changed my perspective on life, my outlook on life, and also my intentions and the intentions that I had for myself. And it allowed me to get out of that state of feeling helpless, hopeless, and anxious, and move so to a state whereby I'm actively working each and every day to feel good about myself and to know that whatever is predestined for me to come in my life, it will come. Yes, it does not mean that I have to stop setting goals for myself. It does not mean that I have to stop making plans for myself, but I can do so knowing that whatever plans that I've made for myself, God will ensure that I achieve them if they are predestined for them to happen for me. And I'm really grateful to have done this. I wanted to share this with you because I feel like this is much more greater than a vision board. It is much greater than just putting pictures and saying this is what I want to get, because a vision board tends to be very getting. I want this, and it tends to be very materialistic, and that we forget about ourselves. We forget about the things that you have to do in order for you to work towards those things. And so I wanted to share with you guys this with hopes that it can help you in your journey. And if you're feeling stuck right now in your life, I would really suggest, highly suggest and recommend that you do this. It's just here, you write your current state on the other page, and then you write your desired state on the other page. Now, after doing this, I really want to emphasize this part. After writing down your vision, the things that you want for yourself, close it, people. Close that page. Yes, I still continue to use this journal. I forgot about that pages. I forgot about those 2 pages. And because for me, the most important thing was to write my thoughts right where I see myself, but not to obsess about. So I wrote that and I forgot about it. And I remember when I looked at this again, it was last year, and I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, I actually achieved most of the things that I set for myself in my goals. What I'm trying to say here is, once you have set your goal, once you have written your goals down and you've written all these things down, especially long-term goals, things that you want to manifest in your life, because this is what I was doing. I was manifesting this life for myself. Forget about it. Literally forget about it as if it's something that you have never done, something that does not exist, and continue living your life. I feel like that is the best way you can manifest anything in your life. But the more that you look at it and obsess over it, the more you're going to be stressed about it. That is why for me, I don't like to set big goals and intentions for my life for just 1 year, because I'm going to obsess about it, and it's not going to put me in the right state. It's going to put me in a negative state, which draw me even further away from achieving that thing. And so with that being said, I really hope that you guys found value in this video. As I said, the next video that I'm going to share with you is going to be about my 2020 goals and beyond. I'm also going to show you how I drew my life for this year and the next 5 years, because as I said, when I draw my life, I'm not doing it for just 1 year, but I'm looking at my life holistically and where I see myself in the next 5 years. And so I will be sharing with you guys that in my next video. I hope that you guys found value in this video and that you appreciate the content that I share on this channel. As I said, if you are not subscribed as yet, please make sure you click that red subscribe button on the bottom. I'll really appreciate that. And also, please do take care of yourself. Until we see each other on the next video, please take care and bye.